Hey, good evening, one and all. Sorry, but yeah, today is the 10th, 22nd of 2025, and you would think we were living in the early 2000s. Um, interesting story came over my desk today. I thought I could drop some knowledge on it because I was watching this and I was like, wow, they're still doing this up in these times, given the fact that like I don't know, but if you experience something, you try to tell somebody about something, but they want to experience it as well, so you just leave them be. All right. But like I say, 20 children can't play for 20 years together. And if we're being honest, all of this stuff been going on for 20 years, back and forth, back and forth. Now the story which I'm bringing you guys today, it's based off of reckless driving. um this is a this this is a ZR driver. um Early in the morning, school kids. It's about 26 people on a small ZR van. I'm telling you, after you listen to the reports, you listen to what happened, you see the clips, it's like you're left in shock and awe. I say this because there's no way on God's green earth that you could be doing this silly stuff in this time. But I choose not to explain it. I will let the passionate people that did this document, well, not did this document, but did this report from CBC, give you guys a better overall of the matters at hand. So, look, where's the play? Okay.
One adult and the 25 school children were injured when the route taxi lost control and overturned along Kindergarten Road, St. Thomas, around 8:55 a.m., triggering the mass casualty protocol. Victims ranging in ages from 11 to 31 were treated at the scene. 23 people were transported to the fast track clinic, while 3 were transported to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital for medical attention. This incident prompted a fresh appeal from authorities for public service vehicles to drive with due care and attention. Police Communications and Public Affairs Officer Inspector Ryan Brathwaite is reminding PSV drivers to remember they are responsible for lives.
Or you must not continue, you must abide by the laws of the road. Drive with the necessary care and attention. Take into consideration that one of those persons on board your vehicle could be a relative and you don't know. Now, if we continue along this line, obviously it will be detrimental to our school children. It's detrimental to other persons using the road.
Minister of Educational Transformation Chad Blackman and the Chief Education Officer Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw led a team of officials who rushed to the scene. Minister Blackman says he will be engaging in conversations with the representative body for PSV operators and other stakeholders regarding the behavior of some of their drivers on the island's roads. He says it cannot be that children are not safe when they ought to be.
When you look at what is happening there, as I said, investigations, of course, are continuing. And I want to make it very clear that the time has certainly passed and perhaps now come that we must also relate how our students engage with the public service vehicles in Barbados.
Around the time the incident happened, Principal of Leicester Vaughan School Suzette Holder was addressing students at morning assembly. She was advising them about making the wise choice not to jolly ride on minivans, only to be alerted by the accident right outside the school gate involving some of her students.
We have been having some challenges where we just found out that students actually come to school early, they leave the premises, and they joyride on ZR vans. We also know that they leave home early, they assemble or congregate in warrens, and come to school between 10:30 and 11. And that is something that we're cracking down on, and that is what I was speaking to them about this morning.
A resident of the area says he was preparing to leave home when he heard children screaming.
It's only when I looked out through my bathroom window, I discovered that the van was coming around Bridgefield Corner zigzagging, basically, like milkshakes as they call it. And well, from one thing it went to another, the vehicle started to lose control, and that's how he arrived at turning over the vehicle.
The driver was taken to the police station where further investigations are being carried out. Onesta Henry, CBC News.
Okay. Yeah, that was the broadcast. Now there's different articles going around. I think I saw videos of the kids climbing out the back of the bus too. So, well, a lot of school kids, and one kid got out and it looked as if he was hurt. Maybe got some inner upset or inner problems, but the kid, everybody seems to be all right. I think they took away 2 people from the scene, but you still have to imagine, like, in a van like that, a ZR, knowing that about 26 people are involved. It's unimaginable to say to yourself, like, I should be doing milkshakes on the road, and I should be doing this, and I should be doing that, but it's the psychology behind it. I say this because you as an adult, you're an adult, you're driving a car. This is a business you're doing. It's not a friendly or personal thing. It's a business. So if you took the van from the yard, wherever you got the van from, you should bring it back the way you got it. Now, this not only affects people in the neighborhood, but it also affects the owners, and it's also going to affect the authorities and the fact that, like, this is a call that shouldn't be. But as you can see, this happens year after year after year after year after year. There's always that one standout that feel like, hey, I gotta get all these school kids, I gotta get all this money in, I gotta bring the money in. And there's so many vans on the same route that don't do business at all. All right. Now, in the morning, 8:35 in the morning, kids are going to school. Why would you be shaking a van, given the size, given the fact that the road is not even good? And I know this road because I don't pass it anymore, because the bus doesn't go that side anymore. The bus goes all the way up Shop Hill and comes around and goes back around to cut back around on the road which I travel. But you have to sit there and say to yourself, this has happened time and time again. These drivers need to be taken off the road. I'm not saying this because it's funny or whatever, but these drivers need to be taken off the road. Understand, it's a business. And when you start thinking like, well, now you're going to be thinking this way because you have money to pay people. You have to find this money somewhere and pay back not only the owner, because insurance is not going to cover all of this. And for the bullshit which they said they've seen you doing in that van, you are facing numerous charges right now. You're jeopardizing the lives of future kids, future adults. I understand you think it's simple. Oh, well, the bus just flipped. How did the bus flip? Why did the bus flip? You was driving recklessly. I know it might not be a big problem to you, but it's going to be a big problem to their families. Like, hey, what's going on? He's hurt. Boom. He doesn't want to go to school, this, that. And you're the only vehicle that's flipped on the road. But thank God everybody survived. Nothing was majorly happened. But this just speaks on the responsibility of these new adults, or even him as an adult. You're driving around kids. Understand, it's a business. It's not friendship. It's not funny. And you shouldn't be joking with people's lives like that. But that's all I really have to say. Because if I have to go into this, it's going to be a problem. But I leave it up to Barbara's authority to do what they want with this driver, because it was only him. Usually there's somebody in the van with them, a conductor, but there wasn't even a conductor. He had 25 people in that small van. Well, 25 kids. I can imagine, like, some were sitting on each other, boom, boom. I understand all that, but Come on now. At a certain point, you gotta understand. You don't fuck the money up. You just mess some money up, and you mess your life up. Your driving record's gonna be horrible. But that's what you wanted to do, because it doesn't happen when it's supposed to happen. It happens when it does happen. But you was driving recklessly. The ball's in your court. Do what you will. I'll holler at you guys later. Stay safe. Stay blessed. And yeah, what's up? Howdy. How you doing, man? I had to come live with this one. So I'm not going to stay too long. Just wanted to get that out there. Come on now. These are people's lives you're playing with. Anyway, I'll holler at y'all later. Stay safe. Stay blessed. And yeah, I'll be back, man. I'll be back later.